Hallo, hallo. Hallo, ich höre mich gar nicht. Ihr hört mich aber. Wie viele englisch sprechende Herren sind da? How many English speaking people? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we'll do this in English. Sorry, tut mir leid. Or maybe I'll do it bilingual. Ich kann es auch in beides, also je nachdem, ich kann es auch, I can do it in English, ich kann es auch in Deutsch machen, also können wir vielleicht kriegen wir es hin. Ne? Aber ich muss halt den Stoff durchkriegen. Es geht hier heute hauptsächlich um Technik. Der Coach Weiss macht ja mit der Zone morgen noch einen Vortrag, wo es also auch um die Zone Offense, um die eigentlichen Spielzüge geht und auch die Adjustments dazu. Wie gesagt, nochmal ganz kurz zu mir. Alex Sperber habt ihr vorhin kennengelernt, das war mein Coach 1979, da habe ich angefangen Football zu spielen. Damals bei den Neu-Isenburger Adlern, dann ging es über die Frankfurter Löwen, Bad Homburg Falken, bis das Knie kaputt war mit 25, dann habe ich angefangen zu coachen im Jugendbereich, Seniorenbereich bis hoch zur ersten Mannschaft bei den Falken. Und wie das Glück halt so ist, bin ich dann als National Coach bei der Frankfurt Galaxy reingerutscht. Da kam ein riesen Paket mit dazu, da waren wir in der deutschen Nationalmannschaft, war ich in der O-Line zuständig, Europaauswahl und Tryouts, NFL-Europe, Sommercamps, was man damals so als Job haben musste, und man war froh, dass man mit Football endlich Geld verdienen konnte. Ne? Ich bin dann krank geworden 2002, bin in die Staaten, war dann 10 Jahre in den Staaten und bin jetzt seit 3 Jahren wieder hier. Habe bei der Universe kurz einen kleinen Auftritt gehabt, sagen wir mal so, als die Probleme mit ihrem Long Snapper hatten, vor 2 Jahren Euro Bowl verloren, Spitzenspiel gegen Schwäbisch Hall verloren, bin ich mal ins Training, habe einen Long Snapper gehabt. Das ist ein Thema, worüber ich morgen sprechen werde. Make a long story short, one of the beginning players in German League, coaching careers through the German leagues, GFL, Bundesliga, then up to a national coach. Ich spreche jetzt in Englisch weiter, fairer halber. I'll continue in English now. Sorry, I got caught up in the German. Give me the fists. Okay. How many of you have run the zone offense or are in the past? Okay. How many of you have the zone as their only running play? Okay. When I say only, I mean the zone is your base play, and off of that you work the whams, you work the ISOs, you got the bubble screens. Those are all the things that come with the inside zone. Is something that you need to put your head into, and you need to commit. If you want to be a zone running team, you have to commit to it. What I mean by that is put 80 to 85% in running the zone, doing warm-ups, doing individuals, doing inside run, doing team. You need to run the inside. It needs to become something natural for the players. If you watch film, if you watch the NFL, if you watch college football, if you watch some of the top GFL teams that run the zone, it's a ballet. They all take a step. It looks like they all are together and they're tied together. Their steps are all the same. That is what zone is. We are working as a team, as a unit, and this is basically what you want to do. So I'm just going to be touching up the fundamentals, what we want to think about, terminology, and we're going to go in some of the to the questions, why do you want to run the zone? You want to establish a running game. And what the zone does, you run the ball and you run downfield. There's not so much, if you run the inside zone, there's not left and run. Those are stretches, those are toss sweeps. The zone is a play that runs between tackle and tackle that can go any direction. That can go into the hole that you've called, it can bounce out, it can cut back. That's the beauty about it, because the running back will find an opening and he will take the steps. We like to create double teams. What that means is I always have somebody I'm going to be working with. Be it the center and the guard, be it the tackle and the tight end, depending on the formation that you run. This is something we want to do. We want to create a double team, a combination block, and we're going to work from the combination block, from the first level, from the line of scrimmage, from the defense line to the second level. if you establish your double teams and your combination blocks, you pretty much are never going to lose a game at any yards unless somebody busts his assignment. Somebody steps wrong, something. If you are in tune and if your guys are going to run and you're going to take it and you have your double teams, most likely you're going to have two, a double team, a deuce block, or a double team block. Maybe you have a scoop block in the back. There's always a combination. There's maybe one lineman that, or maybe a tight end that's isolated, has a base block with a defensive end, or maybe sometimes the backside tackle has to rip through and go up to work up to a weak side linebacker. Again, what the nice thing about zone is it's simple. It is simple. What you do, you know you have to block a gap. And you're going to call the gap, and the zone is either to your right, or you're going to your left, and everybody blocks to that gap. So if I call a zone 4 or a zone 24, everybody knows where the gap is, and this is where I'm going to be stepping to. So the nice thing about the zone is, I don't care if you're short in players, you only have 6 offensive linemen, maybe 7, 2 go down, you bring somebody in, or you move a tackle to a guard, or a center, or back to a center. The technique all stays the same because you all do the same footwork. So this is something where when it comes to teaching, when it comes to coaching, they all do the proper steps, they all do the same steps, so it's interchangeable. Somebody goes down, somebody, your backup might be a backup for it that comes in, can step right in, because you do it throughout the week. Again, why was zone originally became popular? Because when the defense, you start power offense, you run your ISOs, you trap, you remember your good old football, dry blocking, all that stuff. All of a sudden, defenses started to shift, they started to run, run blitz you and all that kind of stuff. So all of a sudden, you were at a disadvantage. That's why zone became very popular in the late 80s, early 90s, where then it became, we're not going to try to beat you and get you, we're going to take your momentum and we're going to displace you. Displacing means I'm going to make you move out of the way where you originally lined up. So we're going to get that movement going, and I'm going to cover, my body is going to cover your body up, and then I'm going to take your move. I'm going to take you wherever you want to go. Of course, knowing defense, what is the defense lineman taught when you do this? He's got this gap protection, he's going to have to stay to that side, so we're going to try to get that movement. That is the principle. We want to get movement. We want to get movement on the line of scrimmage, and that the running back attack the guard, whatever the call is, and as he presses the line of scrimmage and he comes up there, lineman crosses his face, he can come back. If the hole opens up, he continues his path down the field. So really, that's the advantages, and this is why we want to run the zone. What are we going to be talking about is alignments and splits, off, on, the splits between. We're going to talk about play side or backside. It's important that you know if you play on the play side or on the play side that's called, that you know what your assignment is, and you know if you're on the backside, because it changes from a double team. Play side might be a double team combination block, and the backside you might have to rip through to a backside linebacker, or you have to scoop block between tackle and guarding, work up to and cut off the backside linebacker, the weak side linebacker. When we get to that account system, there's something that you kind of evaluate the defense and you count through. And I'll get to that too and explain who counts what. And then there's calls that you have to have on the O-line. It's like a code that you have. I've heard of that. If you do regular blocks, you have ace, you have deuce, you have trace. The center has additional call, maybe lion or ryan if he's blocking with the left guy, with the left guard, it's a lion call. Again, we get to this. And then defender's alignment awareness. I need to know if somebody is in front of me in a zero technique, what are the chances? What is he going to do? If you have somebody on the 3 technique, you most likely he's got that gap, and that's where that has to defend. So I have a little cheat chart. I've made this, it has all the information. So I'm going through slides like that. I have everything on there. As you can see, I have 2 feet, I'm gonna have a pointer. You can see it's 2 feet splits between on the line script. That's our base rule. We wanna be in a 2 split alignment, we want to be off. Off means, and you can see that if you watch college football, you watch NFL, even high school football, anything, or even GFL teams, the center has the ball and then the rest of the line is aligned off. And off means the helmet is to the base of the number. Why is that? We want to be able to do our steps, especially when you know defense stunt and do their TEs and TTs and bring their linebackers. It gives us time to see and make sure to see what the defense line is doing. So off alignment is critical that you do that. Of course, if you play in a goal line situation, you want to be back in a regular or you want to be on. So when I talk about on or off, that basically means I'm off away from the ball or I'm on, I'm close up to the ball up front. We have the numbering. We don't call the gaps. Again, the gaps, as you know, in other offensive systems, it's A, B, C, D gaps. You know that. We're going to run through the B gap. Note, if you know the zone goes to the B gap, you know exactly where it's going. We have the players are numbered. I don't call the gaps, because if I call a 22 zone, it's a tight zone, and I know it's running to the inside butt of the guard. So if I look at the 2, then I know it's a tight. If I call a 24 zone 24, or just it's going to attack the inside leg of the tackle. So again, and then as the running back approaches, there's some running backs here I recognize. You're going to press. You're taught to press that 4-hole, and if you got there, and if the defender is out of the way or we're moving, he gets moved up the field, he continues on his path. If the lineman crosses his face or he gets there and he's washing away, he cuts back. That's why we number the players. Here are the call. An ace call with, oops, there's a typo. Ace ram is the center works with the right guard, and if the center works with the left guard, it's supposed to be lion. Left or Louis, you can call it Ray. Anything has an R and an L, so you know what that means is, if I work with the center says, it makes the call, he says, Louis, 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 he knows I'm coming and work with you. Work with the backside guard. Even though the play might be called 24, but he's going to say Louis, 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 because he doesn't have anybody that he can block, but so he's going to work to the backside linebacker. Same thing is if we have a one technique or alignment on the 2, he's going to call ram. That means it tells the play side guard that the center is coming and we're working somewhat of a combination block. We have I call the numbering system, and what that means is to recognize the defensive front. So you have different plays. It depends if it's inside or an outside zone. If you go back and you have a 4-3 with an overlook, the center is the one responsible. He blocks the 0. And the 0 means it could be a nose guard, anybody that's in front of him, or it could be a linebacker. You have to somewhat have an idea when you go into a game who their Mike linebacker is. 90% of the times, the Mike linebacker is going to be either a 0 or a 1. As you can see, depending on the play, if we got the second view is, again, we're numbering from the center out. It's always 0. So we don't have a true Mike linebacker over here because we have a tight end in there as well. So again, 0 becomes a backside linebacker. That means the center is working backside. We're going to work the play. The right side guard works number 1, and the tackle works number 2. 3 is the tight end. If we don't have a tight end, it might become a pitch guy, or it might be somebody we're trying to avoid. Again, these are the difference. It's too much right now to go through them, but it makes sure you look at these. Again, I'll make this PowerPoint available to you guys. If you leave me your email address, I'll email those to you. The PowerPoint, you can use that as. Again, a lot of this stuff, and there's tons of stuff, is on the web. If I got some of the images from the internet, from Huddle, stuff like that. So making every circle yourself, you can create this in Huddle and other stuff. There's other coaches that submit PowerPoints. You can download these PowerPoints. You have complete offense line zone packages, and then you see pick something out that matches you, that works with you. So again, this is basically a cheat sheet. You can create something like this for your players, and you can give that to them. You have everything you need to know about alignments and how you call, and the combination blocks, everything is there. The recognition of the defensive fronts. And if you so, you know, for example, let's go to bottom right, we got a 24 called over here, that we know the place going. I don't have a pointer, I'm sorry, but we have a 24, you know where the 4 hole is. So your backside guard, you know you have, the center's got 0, the backside guard's got 1. We're working the scoop block up to the mic. Over here, play side, I'm uncovered, I'm stepping play side. The tackle is on the outside, he's on a 5 technique. So I know that the guard's going to work step towards the play. He's going to work up to the Sam linebacker, and we got the tackle and the tight end working the base block. Here's our running back. If everybody blocks it right, it's a touchdown. Oh, there's a one-on-one with the safety. Sorry. Hopefully that a running back can beat the one-on-one and get going. So that is a cheat sheet. Create this. You can do it as multiple pages. You can draw in you can use this, the bottom section, draw your plays and draw them in, and basically, again, zone is one play. It's one play. You can put any defense on it, and you can run it against every defense. Sometimes you have to say, we need to get help. Maybe you bring in an extra, an H-back or fullback. Sometimes you bring a tight end in, you know, depends what the personnel is. Everything today is pistol, single back. So you spread out the defense, and you want to see if you have 6 or less in the box, you're gonna run the ball. There's no questions about it. So you basically have one play. I'm talking about the zone, and you can draw this up, and it's all you need, because the zone can be it's very versatile. Oh, how are we doing with time? Does anybody have time? Blocking rules. This is basically a little script. Again, I stole these images. Again, I admit it. It's on X's and O. They have nice little scripts and stuff like that. And you can see on your left, that's the perfect alignment. Let's say we have a play 20. It's a guard. We have a play, a 24 called. All he has to do is do a drop step, and he's got the guy in the 3 technique already. It's a perfect situation. That can be a one-on-one block. He doesn't even have to have somebody. The center and the inside, again, these are individual techniques, okay? So it's the easiest block that you can find, because all you have to do, he takes this. In the breakout session, we'll go through the footwork. I'll show you what a reach step is, I'll show you what a drop step is, and I'll show you what a bucket step is. Those are the 4 terms you need to teach, and you need to rep these with your offensive linemen. If they can master those 4 steps, it's all a combination. You put 2 linemen together, they all have somewhat of a combination, and do your combination blocks. So if a lineman, again, lines up, just like I said, is still in the 3 technique, but he slants in, it becomes a combination block, because again, everybody steps to, I was called 24, right? 24 is it's behind the guard. So we all step to the play side, guard is the hole, and then it becomes, if he slants over on top, it becomes a combination block. It ends up being a double team, a combo, and then we're going to work the defense tackle up to the 2nd level. Again, we're working 1st level to the 2nd level. 2nd level being the linebackers. Again, I got the little mark says play side. So we got a defense tackle here that's lined up on the guard. Again, before we had him on the outside, now he's on the inside. Again, we're looking at, again, the technique for the center is still the same. He does a drop step. He aims for the midsection on number of the player. The guard basically has, you know, they call it reach step. You have a base step. I call them a base step. It's basically where you want to get yourself in position. Again, we want to get our feet, stay feet. We want to get inside the man, and again, depending where the linebacker is, we're going to end up drive blocking this guy, a combination block. And again, as when you know that you have to work to the 2nd level, you want to keep your eyes on the linebackers. So I might be in there doing the block and knowing where the play is. You know that linebacker is going to appear. We want to always have our eyes. This is going to become, that's what I mean, you rep it, you rep it, you rep it. You do the blocks over and over and over again. You want to make sure you do that, and you feel when the tackle or the guard really slips up to pick up the linebacker because he shows up. You got to keep your eyes on the second level. This has got to become natural. This has got to become a habit where they go to sleep. They go to bed together, and the one guy turns to this side, the other guy needs to turn too. It's just one of those, you're a pair. Guard and tackles, and the tight ends, the tackles, center guards, they need to know each other. I know it's tough because you have one offense lineman in practice. Sometimes you have three. If you're lucky, you maybe have three, a center, guard, and tackle. So you can rep these. I know how it is, getting the people to practice every week. But the steps, all these combinations is something you can do if you have winter practice, if you have gym practice throughout the winter. Those are the steps. That stuff you can do in the gyms. This is something you can do when you meet once a week. That is fundamentals. This is what you do. You give them the different looks. You put a defense tackle on the guard. You put a defense tackle on the shade, on the center. You put them in the gap, and you put a linebacker behind it. And then you go. You step it. So it becomes a natural thing. You're going to get an ace call because center and the guard works together, and then you're going to work it. That needs to be something that happens. So when you go outside, when you finally have your practice outside, you're putting it all together. And hopefully everybody's been through enough practice in the wintertime that you have the steps down. Again, there's board drills, you can do where you can still do as part of your warm-up routines, you do the steps. It's always drop step, bucket steps, and everything else, okay? So over here is basically the same thing. We got the defense tackle, that's basically right there. He's an uncovered offensive lineman, a first level player is in his player gap, so he's in a gap right now. Again, we're stepping in. Again, we're going to go through the steps later, but it's always a play side step. The play's 24, you know it's 24, he steps that way. Again, we will open to the center will open up with the drop step and get into the tackle. The guard basically it's almost like just a reposition, a read step as he comes back in and gets into it, becomes a double team. We're going to take the defense tackle into the linebacker. Again, as we're driving, when we see a linebacker shows up, one of them is going to release and pick up the linebacker. Again, we want to get some motion. But sometimes like this, you're going to get a motion upfield, not so much a flow. We're going to talk, Coach is going to talk about, do you run your zone against the 1 technique, or do you run the zone to the 3 technique? Many teams run the zone to a 1 technique because when you have six in the box, meaning 2 linebackers and 4 defense linemen in a 3 technique in the linebacker setting, sometimes when you run a 24, you don't get the motion. You don't get the flow. You don't get them displacing, getting to the ball because you're attacking. So, but if you're coming and running to the 1, you're going to have the 3 technique come. Everybody's going to flow, and you can lock onto them, and you have a natural cutback. So, I guess the philosophy, if you do you have an extra back? Do you have an H back and a full back in the middle? Then you can run to the 24 to the 3 technique. So it's a philosophy thing. This is a whole different clinic to do. Again, write down your questions, and I will answer the questions in the breakout room. And I'm going to try to get every one of you do the steps. Maybe we can get this done. A base zone block is a combination. Again, you got guard and tackle. We got a linebacker. This is almost like a perfect situation, okay? Let's say we're going to run 22, 24. We've got a tackle in a 5 technique. We've got a linebacker. Again, the guard is uncovered. He doesn't have anybody. He knows when he's uncovered. He's stepping with his play side foot. And again, it's a technique. I'm checking the hips disappear. I'm climbing up to the linebacker. If I'm taking my step as a guard, I see the hips comes with the knee and the hips come across. I'm going to come in and I'm going to engage too, and we're both going to take upfield. But I'm looking at the linebacker. Again, the play is 24, is outside cheek. So we hopefully get the linebacker coming. He's going to have to come to the play. But again, we have no rush to get up to the linebacker. We're going to secure the line of scrimmage first. We'll combo this, and we're going to take it up. Over here's the same situation, but we got the defense tackle coming to the B gap. He's slanting inside. So again, as I'm taking my step, I'm right there. I can pick him up, and then the tackle knows as he's taking his drive step right here. He's going to feel it. He's going to feel that the tackle wants the defense tackle is going to move, but we're still going to work. But I'm going to make him. I'm feeling that he's going to go, and then I know exactly I'm going to look at the linebacker. Again, we have time. We have no hurry to go up to the linebackers. You want to secure the line of scrimmage first, okay? And we want to get this. We want this going. Sometimes I have to. Again, this is all play size stuff. Okay, we can talk about the backset's a little different because you're going to take little bucket steps. My bucket steps is a deep 12-inch step. My read step is basically a parallel step, just so I can make sure the defender does something. Okay, I touched on it a little earlier. Get up for a second. If he's a defense tackle and he's in front of me, as I mentioned earlier, he can go here or he can go here. So that right now, my pre-snap, this determines, okay, I got to be careful. I'm not going to take a huge step out. I'm going to take a read step, and then my second step is into his half, because I know if he now reads, he plays a read, and I'm taking this step, he should be stepping with me. If I see that happening, I'm in good shape. So there's a percentage thing. If somebody's in front of you, there's a 50% chance that he can go here, or he can go this way. What I want to do is make sure as I take I'm not running into him. I'm not going to charge. I'm not drive blocking. I'm taking a read step. And again, if he takes off right away, I'm taking my read step. My second step is here. He's gone. I'm going to give him a punch right here. I know I got this. I got the guard or the center depending what for me, and I let him be. Then I immediately look for the linebacker. I've already seen the linebacker, what he's doing. If he slants from the 2 technique, or maybe he's in the 3 techniques, and it comes across this way, you're damn right that something else is going to come to that B gap. It'd be a linebacker, or it might be a tackle coming from the 1 technique, and he's coming, they're doing some kind of, that's what they like to do. They have to do something. Okay? Same thing here. If I know he's in a 3 technique, 90% of the time he's playing the B gap. So I know we have a combo, the plate's going behind my butt, he's going to be here. I know I got help, the center's coming. We got to see that, or it depends what the alignment is, but I got to get a call. I get a ram. No, I got the guards coming. He shouldn't make a ram call because he doesn't have anybody ahead of me or inside. But anyway, the center's going to come, I know that. So I'm taking now, since he's already here, I have to take a step because I want to get half of him. I want to get half of him, and by taking that drop step, that's the drop step. I'm not taking a read step because he's already there. That's that perfect situation we've talked about on the 2 slides earlier. If he's in a 3 technique like this, well, we can just take him, okay? Somebody, if he's in the inside in a 4-eye or in a 1 technique, or in the 2-eye, whatever you want, whatever your numbering system is, then I know I got center. It's a ram call. We got a combo block. I'm most likely going to have a linebacker here. I got a tackle. He's got an end. So now we're going to make our call. What we're going to do, and then we're going to see where the linebacker is. Okay. So again, I'm not stepping away. There's nobody here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a short step, and my second step is very quick. Bop. That's the quickness you want. Bop. That's how you fit your work. And you take half of him because, again, the center is going to take a drop step, and he's in the path. He's going to take the other half. Now we're going to take him up this way. So know where the person is aligning and know what he's going to do. You have to go and look at your opponent, at least get a feel. Are they running a 3 technique? Are they running a 3-man front, an even front, an odd front? a 5-man line. I know it might be a 4-4 or something like that. You have to know, you have to do a little homework and find out what you're going to see. You have your basic rules, and I don't really care what they do over there. I don't care if they start blitzing. I don't care if they do stunts. I don't care. My inside zone covers it all. It's just you got to be able to get the reps and get your lineman to do the steps. Again, there's 4 steps: reach step, drop step, bucket step. Yeah? And then we got, again, you thought, oh, zone, I can only run a zone. But no, you got tags or you got adjustments to your zone play. For example, you know, the backside, and hold on, I can, I wasn't going to, Martin, wie viel Zeit habe ich noch? Wie viel? 10, ne? Also hier ist mal eine Zone Offense, also mit, nochmal, wenn du 20 Personnel läufst oder wenn du einen 10 Personnel, also ein Running Back und 4 Receiver hast, dann tust du schon mal eins erzeugen, dass die Defense muss ja erstmal auseinander, ziehst du schon mal auseinander. Und dann hoffst du, dass du vielleicht 6 in der Box hast oder vielleicht sogar 5 nur. Und dann ist die Scheune nämlich offen. Ja? Wir haben jetzt hier einen, das ist jetzt Pistol Right. Wir haben, oh, I'm sorry. We have, posso anche parlare italiano, no? C'è uno qui dall'Italia, eccolo lì, ciao. No, okay, we're speaking. Again, 10 personnel, 1 running back, 4 receivers. Put them in a trips, put them in doubles, take them out there. And check out what the defense will do. Are they going to stay too high? Are they going to have cover 2? Are they going to play zone? Are they playing man? Okay, so our formation is going to help us get people out of the box. Okay, so is a zone, this is a zone, this is an inside zone, I call this 22. So we have an ace call between the center and the guard. We're going to work up to so the mic is the 0, the tackle is the 1, the end is the 3, and then you have a most dangerous man over there, the Sam linebacker would be number 4. 4s, we don't care on the offensive line. 4s are handled by the receivers or by running backs. So we always have to take care of our 6 people that are inside. We only have 5. How can we block 6? We'll leave a backside end unblocked. And that becomes your zone, your read zone, 14, 15. What that means is we're running our zone. Again, if you start seeing a defensive end crushing and making the tackles or getting a piece of the running back, okay, we'll work with the alignments and open the splits a little bit. But if you start seeing a defensive end making the tackles, then you got to do something about it. What you're going to do, you're going to run a zone, a read. The quarterback gets the ball and he puts it in the running back and he's looking at the defensive end. If the defensive end turns his shoulders in, he's going to pull the ball, he's going to keep it. We got the Y here over the H blocking the wheel linebacker. Look at, there's nothing left. Blocking most dangerous men, so free safety. We've got one-on-one with the cornerback maybe. The other thing, if you start seeing that Sam linebacker starting to cheat in over here, so no, we're blocking with the Z, but he's shooting in. I mean, you can see the end lines up on the head, and all of a sudden it's a big giveaway. If your right defensive end over here lines up in a 4 or is very tight, then he might crush into the B gap, and they might bring the Sam linebacker. The Sam linebacker comes up, strong safety comes on top. The quarterback needs to see that. That's a blitz. If you're running a zone into the 22 or 24, and the Sam is on a blitz, it's not going to work. But that's what I mean. I have one play, which is my zone play. I'm making adjustments. So what I'm going to tell you is this bubble screen, whatever you're going to call it. So if that Sam cheats in and starts playing the run all the time, I'm going to run a bubble screen to Z. We're going to have X block the cornerback, and Z is going to come back, and he's just going to hold the hands up and get the ball. Quarterback's going to get the ball. He can fake it, or just immediately turn around and he runs the bubble screen over here. The zone, the offensive line is going to block zone. They're not even going to know what's happening back there. So quick, the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so there's no danger of the lineman being illegal downfield. I'm still running the zone. Nothing's changed. If I run my 15 or 14, I'm still running. The blocking stays the same. Stays the same. So you have no problem. You have one play, but I already have 6 running. I have 22, 24. Okay, I've got the read zone here. That's 5 plays already. 4 to 5 plays. I'm still running one play, one running play. You heard about stretch or outside zone. It's the still same blocking concept. We still count the same way. Now we're just going to open. Now there's the time where we're going to drop a bucket step and open, and then it's the same thing. I got number 1, I got number 2, I got number 3. Same thing, we just start running, and we're going to give the ball, we're going to hand the ball off to the 6 hole or the 8 hole. Basically, we think of an imaginary tight end over here on the right. The stretch play is going to attack the outside leg of that tight end. If you play under the center, that's a little different. Then the quarterback gets the ball and he has to haul ass and give the handoff over here. So this is this is the pistol formation. Now I can just bring an H-back in, a fullback, or you tight end, you multi-talented player that can play everything. Fullback, tight end, quarterback, running back. Make him your H-back. And all of a sudden you're going to use an extra running back, because if they're going to stay in that front, if you're going to add an H-back to it, they're most likely just going to bring one linebacker in. They're going to pretty much say the same thing. The blocking stays the same, but what I have, so this is my inside zone, okay? I have an inside zone I call 21-20 that runs basically off the guard's butt. Again, it's off zone. The midline zone is, again, I don't want to run my zone against a 3 technique, but if I have an H-back in there, I'll run the zone at the 4 hole. I'll run and it becomes an ISO. With an H-back in the backfield, I can do a ram play. They still going to block zone, but the H-back whams a number 3, depending what the formation is, or we're going to wham the backside end. If you have problems with that end keeps crashing in and you don't have a quarterback that can run, and you can't run 14 or 15, or you can do the zone read, get an H-back in there and then kick him out on the defensive end. That stops the backside penetration from the defensive end. The other thing is the RPO we just talked about, the Y pop. You can do a tray formation, and same thing. You're going to look at the ball. Your Y, the tight end, lines up on the right tight end, and all you're going to do is put the ball in there and then just do a Y pop. Remember that Sam linebacker that wants to cheat in and wants to play the zone? Play off of that guy and throw the pass. And they're going to stop bringing that Sam linebacker. I got 5 minutes. Basically, I'm done. Ta-da.